Mic check. Mic check. Okay. Right. So finally, this is the start of Act 4. We're finally back on the ship. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Oh, that puts us to level 10. Huh. Nothing much useful there then. Okay. It's not really going to do much. Jesus, that did a lot. Yeah, let's grab one of them. What else have we got? I love the music. Jeez. We're going to take that as well. Oh, we can't, damn it. Nothing tradable for them guys. And a measly 300. Yeah. Yeah, I'm done with that. So the heavy armor. He'll have it. What about her? No, she doesn't want it. So it's only him. Ooh, that looks pretty. Love it. Hi, Beer Matt. How you doing, mate? Yep. Take that. Okay. So we got a few companion quests we need to do. Ah, House Wassarian stands accused of treason. Yeah, we're gonna do this one first. Visit Dargonus. I want to get into a ship battle fight. If we can. We've not done one of them for a good few episodes. Can't do any more of that. Ah, the good old galaxy map. I've missed you. That's where we have to go. Oh, we didn't pick anything up for the ship on our way. Not you. Yeah. We're gonna need to find that dude I just gave the armor to. We need to find him. Thank you, blimey. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand aside. No need to crowd around. Governor Drivestem will take care of everything. No, he won't. I will. This is ridiculous. Such a thing happened right in the rogue trader's palace. The badass team just strolls up. You are confronted by the sight of dead bodies at the entrance of the palace. The corpses have been hauled into a pile. Some are dressed in uniforms of palace wardens, while others are arrayed in clothing typical of Dargona's nobility. Upon seeing you, the young enforcer stands up attention, swallows noisily, and his voice trembles. Your ladyship, we are honoured by your presence. Examine the assailants. Observation. There are rare, high-functioning servitor specimens present among the expired units. Such specimens are traditionally bestowed upon the noble houses that are most loyal to the sacred fellowship of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The augmetics of the deceased do differ from the implants of ordinary people wear. Their intricate construction makes it clear that the deceased were not ordinary humans. As far as I know, House Garprak has received such services from the Crimson Priesthood as gifts in the past. Although this is my first time seeing one myself. What is this mess? You see, your ladyship, these people wanted to attack the second lieutenant of the palace guard, Elam Wyatt, reporting. Shortly before you arrived, we averted an assassination attempt on the rogue trader. The palace soldiers detected intruders and engaged them in combat. Where is the court chancellor? I think she was with the rest of House Wassarian, detained in the throne room. Governor Drivestem has gathered all the Dragona nobility there to pronounce a guilty verdict against House Wassarian. Why is the governor not here? I do not know, your ladyship. Perhaps he is, You can probably find him in the throne room, where the governor intends to put House Wassarian on trial. Bodies bear multiple wounds, evident they died recently.
My house would be proud of me.
There was a crumpled up letter on the inside pocket of an assailant's blood-soaked jackets. Where was that dude I was talking to? Do we have a... Okay, this is it. So the letter is soaked with blood, only a portion of the text is readable through the crimson blotches. Keep away from the lords and ladies. You must look like a noble to the servants and wardens. Do not engage in conversation with anyone. Your task is to avoid exposing yourself ahead of time. Let the Wassarians get away while the wardens are busy guarding the rogue trader. Oh. So they want to help, whoever it is. I do love this picture. Imperial architecture at its finest. Apart from the capital on Earth. Well, the capital is Earth. Do you know what? We should do this just in case. So we've now got Exemplar. The character's critical hit chance and critical damage are increased. Oh, yeah. So if the character's dodge reduction is higher than the enemy's dodge, the character's damage against the enemy is increased by 1% for every 5% difference. The bonus damage is tripled. Oof. Okay, this is going to take... Yep, take that. Take Law Imperium for now. Coercion. Yeah, I'll do. Oh, he's got loads. Ugh. So that's the one he has. Oh, it's not too bad. Take Carouse. Can't wait to find out what she can do. Oof. Yes, please. Critical damage up. Let's do athletics. Oh, yeah. More crit. Perfect. Yeah, take that, because you are getting beaten up a lot recently. Yep, perception, we'll take that. Oh, okay, yeah, do that instead. First attack in combat with any plasma melter deals an additional damage. Oof, yes, please. Oh, okay, now we're talking. Whenever an enemy adjacent to an ally dies, no. Whenever the psyker is healed or heals an ally, if the character has been healed already at full wounds, that character is instead given temporary wounds equal to the healing. More armor, take it. Okay, one more. All damage dealt increased by 3%. Yes, please. While under the effect of any navigator power, enemies have their armor reduced. Yes. Awareness. Allies that are targeted by the navigator's powers gain 10% armor. Enemies moved by navigator's abilities. Nope. Enemies affected by the navigator's ability suffer a stacking minus 10% to the resistance test. Yeah, take that. Okay, I'm gonna save it.
I'll chart a course for you.
Argento, don't you find
Shame
it
no
difficult to
immune
be without your
to
sisters?
friendly
You're
fire,
a
yeah.
soldier without a squad.
Yeah. Let me through, I have an appointment with the Chancellor Clement here. My apologies, my lord, but you cannot go any further. Governor Drivestem's orders. This is ridiculous. I shall complain. Complain to me. I'm right here. Move over. Let her ladyship rogue trader through. Yeah, get out of my way, bitches. I humbly beg your pardon, your ladyship. This way, please. So, your ladyship, 'tis an honour. Governor Uben Drivestem seems to materialise out of thin air, so suddenly does he emerge from the crowd. I regret that such unfortunate circumstances have occasioned the rogue trader's visit to the capital. Clementia tries to take a step towards you, but the warden nearby stops her. Her face is veiled with fear and wariness. Your ladyship, you are here. Please, you must hear us out. The rogue trader is undoubtedly here to listen to the testimony of each and every one of us, and to punish the traitors. The governor's words directed at Clementia are harsh. They are echoed by the scornful sneers and whispers of the assembled nobles. We have known each other for many decades now, and we have had our fair share of disagreements, but do you really think my flesh and blood would trample upon your very definition of honour and loyalty? Alabal's voice is quivering with rage. The governor sweeps his gaze over Alabal, then replies, a faint shadow of doubt in his voice. We have evidence implicating them. I am sure that her ladyship will arrive at a fair hearing. Do you support the governor's accusations? The aristocrats and the attendant exchange glances, the noble lords averting their gazes, and the noble ladies hiding behind the fans. No one is willing to be the first to answer. Over his many years of service, Governor Drivestem earned Theodora's trust and holds his high office for a reason. On behalf of House Sauerback, I support his accusations. Your ladyship, Governor Drivestem, has always faithfully served the rogue traders of House von Valentius and concerned himself with the future of your trade dynasty, and so House Caprak thinks his charges against House Viserion are to be sound. I humbly ask that you allow me to speak in the defense of my family's honor. The evidence provided by the governor is utterly false. I cannot refute it, but I can say with confidence that no one from my family has ever tried to forge documents in the Adeptus Administratum, let alone undermine the economy of your capital. Drivestem, you aren't accusing one of Dragona's leading noble houses of treason without airtight evidence, are you? Of course I have evidence, your ladyship. The investigation has established that members of the Watarian family, which is responsible for both Dragona's fleet and logistics, use their contacts and influence to forge a host of documents in order to undermine the planet's supply routes and economy, thus fomenting unrest among the inhabitants. Did that actually happen, though? Allow me to introduce my son, Cornelius. The governor points to a lanky young man standing beside him. He bows curtly, but avoids meeting your eye. Cornelius holds a prestigious position at the Administratum Palace, and it is thanks to him that we managed to identify and trace the entire chain of forged documents. The investigations led us to the perpetrators who admitted to acting on the orders of the members of the House Wassarian, and it was they who were intent on spreading the idea of restoring the title of Road Trader to the true heir. The young man is shrouded in a mist of grey and blue. Sticky shadows of fear and are fluttering around him. I'll remind you the House Wassarian has hardly covered itself in glory in the past. It allows xenos to attack the planet. Why are there dead bodies at the entrance of my palace? Your lady, I humbly beg your pardon. You see, right before your arrival, the palace guard discovered a plot to assassinate you. Fortunately, the malefactors were disposed of before they could cause you any harm. Well, that's a lie, because I've just read this letter. Sabotaging logistics, riots, conspiracy. The case appears to be flimsy. Let's try that. As you wish, your ladyship. Speak to me when you are ready to announce your verdict. Thank you for willing to help, Lord Captain. I'm certain that all charges are false, and I'd be grateful to help in exposing them as such. I think you should speak to everyone at present. Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of talking on this one, as I thought. What the hell's going on over here? Right, so where's the lady in question? There you are. So they are here. Okay, as you draw closer, the warden steps aside, bowing respectfully, allowing you to approach the Bessarian family. Clementia, tired and slightly dishevelled, is the first to bow her head in your deference. Several men and women behind her follow suit. Your ladyship, the woman stammers as if lost for words. Accept my most humble apologies for failing to greet you properly, and my thanks for agreeing to speak to me before making your final decision. The charges brought to you by the government are severe, but I can only assure you that this, and swear on my own honour, we are not guilty of the crimes that House Wassarian is being accused of. Clementia, you are acting head of the family. You were supposed to take care of each and every family member, and now you are being accused of treason and coalition against the rogue trader, and the entire family is facing death. How could you let this happen? I want to find out what's going on here and who are the real mastermind behind all this. Where should I start? I am afraid I cannot be of much help. Talk to the representatives of the houses, eavesdrop on their retinue, and perhaps you will hear something unusual. I found this body in the letter of the heretics who planned the attack. Can you tell me about it? Your ladyship, let us be frank. It would be foolish for me to try and orchestrate something like this. Knowing how many wardens are patrolling your palace, I would not have let myself or anyone in my family get involved in such a scheme. High-functioning services. It Is that so? I've encountered servitors who are indistinguishable from normal augmented humans, but only once. They were accompanying several members of House Gaprak. The governor claims you forged documents. The fleet is in the primary remit of House Viserion. It is our responsibility. Logistics and supply routes are another area of our responsibility. We have no direct influence on the inner workings of the Adeptus Administratum. The first large-scale deliveries were cancelled after quantities of food were miscalculated by clerks and in the Administratum. Then we were faced with incorrect weather data and a meagre fuel budget. It was clear that the case of all these problems was the calculations performed in the Administratum, in one way or another, but no matter how many times we asked, we could not ever obtain any clarification on the matter. Okay. House Gaprak. The lords and ladies sumptuously dressed in colours of the House Gaprak stand in a half circle around Torino and her son Vicent. The bodies and faces of almost every member of this dynasty are covered in large, ornate augmetics. Torina curtsies to you. Her mechanical voice sounds distant and indifferent. Greetings, your ladyship. May the Omnissiah grant you understanding. Alabird, it must be difficult for you to be here under these circumstances, with your house standing accused of such a grave crime. My family, Lady Toriana, is yet to be found guilty of anything. That verdict is for the road trader to reach. I found this note on one of the bodies of the attackers. What are your thoughts? Officially, high-functioning servitors are employed by my house and my house alone. If such units were to attack the road trader, suspicion would instantly fall on the Gapraks. I assume that this is what the Viserians intended to happen, but they did not expect that the servitors would have this letter on them. It is impossible to read Toriana's emotions in her heavily augmented face, but her sudden turn toward her family betrays her confusion and surprise. Perplexed whispers bounce from one family to another. Impossible. We came here by ourselves without any servitors. We know nothing about it. Your ladyship, thank you for informing us of this. You are absolutely right. My house has indeed been endowed with high-functioning servitors, a blessing for those who revere the Omnissiah. But today, none of our house members were accompanied by them. Vincent, I wish to speak to you. Ready to serve, your ladyship? I know you care for Arstencia Viserion. Ha! There is something you ought to know, your ladyship. Today I noticed one of my family members to be in an odd, uncharacteristic mood. Halan Gaprak is my paternal second cousin, once removed. May the Emperor save her soul. His soul. Usually reserved and self-possessed, today he was frantic and anxious, fidgeting with a small piece of paper and seemingly looking for someone to no avail. When I last saw him, he was headed to the entrance hall, where the altars are. Perhaps you should talk to him. That will do. Your ladyship, are you leaving already? But everyone is waiting eagerly for your verdict. I humbly ask you to speak to Governor Drystone before leaving. A finely dressed man of middle years is kneeling in front of the altar, his palms folded in prayer close to his face. The implant-free parts of his skin are sickly blue colour. The nobleman does not react to your presence. He does not lift his head. He does not blink. He does not even breathe. Only when you draw close do you realize that he is dead. Yep, that works. The colours of House Caprak. I do not believe he decided to take his own life in such an extravagant way. As far as I know, there was a warden post here, but I do not see any wardens. There is no one to ask about what happened here or with whom the man spoke to before he died. I would like to ask Urban where the palace guards suddenly disappeared to. A familiar sight. There are poisons that rapidly damage the nervous system, causing paralytic spasms throughout the body. The victims usually suffocate slowly and painfully, unable to call for help. 62%. Examine. Pass. Yes! There are no visible wounds on the body, but near edge of the gold trimmer collar, you notice a puncture in his blue skin, likely a wound caused by a thin needle. Search his pockets. You discover a secret packet in the lining of the dead man's luxurious jacket. You find a folded piece of paper inside, hiding a handkerchief embroidered with the initials HG. Look around. You are almost certain the wardens are usually stationed nearby, but their post is empty. Step away. What did that note say?
So much before.
Make sure the rogue trader is attacked by someone loyal. It should appear as if it was all staged and let the Wasarian family escape. This is the last assignment. Soon your debt will be paid off in full. Okay.
Locomotives are fully operational.
So what do we need to do? Evidence against House Wasarian seems dubious. And Alabard refuses to believe that his family have anything to do with it. Understandable. Okay. It doesn't give me any more details than that. That's fine.
I serve the Golden Throne.
Governor. Governor Drysdale is surrounded by his retinue, who are all dressed in expensive gowns and finery. The matching colour scheme of their outfits and the striking physical resemblance among them suggests they all came from one family. Your Ladyship, thank you for giving this case your undivided attention. What do you make of this letter? It looks like another piece of evidence incriminating House Wasarian. Perhaps they truly did intend to kill you, or at least cause stir to help them escape. All assailants were high-functioning servitors. Such servitors were only employed by families close to the Adeptus Mechanicus. High-functioning servitors? Such servitors are indeed rare, and the Garprakes do have them in their service, but this could have been done intentionally with the eye of confusing you. Anyone with the desire and sufficient funds can hire them. Okay. How may I serve you, your Ladyship? Are you ready to pronounce your verdict? Wrong person. Oh, it just goes straight back to him. Okay, in that case, we'll do the son. Thank you for your interest, your Ladyship, but I am not worthy of it. Son, show due respect. Forgive him, your Ladyship. This is the first time he has had the honour of attracting the attention of the rogue trader. Hyrax narrows his eyes and glancing at you shakes his head. Tell me about your job. What do you do? I manage the documents and records relating to the economy of Dargonus. You probably know the how scrupulous the workings of the Adeptus administration are. I am afraid that more detailed explanation of my duties would mirror the administration process of the administratum. Too long and overly detailed. How did you manage to find forged documents in the bureaucratic hell that is the administratum? When compiling reports on last year's cycle supply chain, I noticed inaccuracies and discrepancies in the figures. With the help of the other clerks, I managed to find several other documents. Comprehensive data analysis has shown that these discrepancies were caused by intentional tampering with the data, thus leading to some logistical problems that were practically unsolvable. Father and I have managed to single out the administratum clerks responsible for tampering with the data. Following a heated interrogation, they confessed that they were following the orders of someone from House Wasarian. Everything was supposed to look as if they were the ones suffering losses from the logistical and economic problems. But does House Wasarian have access to the Adeptus Administratum? There is no conceivable way that they could do all of this in a place where they do not hold any power. Before replying, the governor's son nervously adjusted his expensive frock coat. I think the right amount of money can open any door. Cornelius, what is the true reason for your nervousness? The young man's pupils suddenly dilate. He stands to attention and replies to you in one breath. This is the first time I have spoken face to face with the rogue trader. I'm afraid of saying something wrong or forgetting something important. The governor closely watches his son. His tone changes now, sounding strict and curt. Do you wish to tell the Lord Captain anything else? Place your hand on your weapon. You are speaking to a rogue trader, and my patience is running out. Succeeded, of course. Forgive me, your ladyship. I can't do it anymore. This lie has gone on too far, and I cannot no longer control it. The truth is, all the logistical problems were caused by a single error in the numbers. My mistake. What? When I discovered my mistake, it was almost impossible to restore the supply lines. Then I was approached by someone who said they were a friend. They don't give me their name, and I never saw their face. They promised to fix all the problems. All I had to do was pretend that the Sarians were responsible for the mistake, and for the rest of the evidence they promised to arrange it, and... What have you done? How could you? Your ladyship, this is my fault. I trusted my son, and have failed you in doing so. I beg you, have mercy. And you call my family's honour into question. Nevertheless, I harbour no desire to kick a man when he's down. Lord Captain, the confession you have obtained means the House Wasarian can now be cleared of all charges. Absolutely. But we do not know who was behind these forgeries, the riots, the plot, the assassinations. Someone is committing their foul deeds and sowing chaos right under your subjects' nose. To leave that stone unturned would be dangerous. What is this friend that approached you, Cornelius? How did the two of you communicate? By letter. I received a letter out of the blue one day. It was unsigned, but the person writing it already knew about my erroneous calculations. They offered to help me cover up my misdeed, and in return, I would name the Wasarians as the one who sabotaged the supply lines. All I had to do was gather some documents and reports that were listed in one of the letters. That, and keep my mouth shut. I am so tempted. I will try to find some compassion. Thank you, your ladyship, and as for your position, I think you'll be reassigned to a role requiring less responsibility. I am ready to pronounce my verdict. Wait. I just want to make sure. Okay, nothing new there.
Knowledge is eternal.
Your ladyship? Hector Sourback, looking like a younger copy of his father, stands at a slight distance. Close to his mother, an expensive yet understated dress serves to highlight the dazzling beauty of Kraise.
Fascinating stratagem.
Okay. So I discovered a dead body in my palace. A man of House Scarprank was killed while praying to the Emperor. He had this note on him. Do you know anything about it? Nope, I know nothing about the note. Fine. The assailants sent were high-functioning servitors. I've always thought Toriana too weak to participate in such risky ventures, but it seems I was wrong about her. Okay, let's take...
Anything worthy of my attention?
I discovered a dead body, a member of your house. Toriana covers her mouth with her hand in surprise and turning to her family looks for someone among them. The dead man had a note on him and mentioned some sort of debt. Let me have a look. You fool, forgive me, your ladyship, but I have nothing to say. This is the first I have seen this letter, and I have no idea what kind of debt it might refer to. Tell me about him, Toriana. Helen was one of the lower-ranking members. Despite his advanced age, he never held high office, but he was forever striving to be better, even beyond his abilities. Many members of my house struggled to cope with this misfortune that befell Kieva Gamma and our family. Some members could not reconcile themselves to the new position. Helen was one of them. So what could have happened? Toriana's visor's oculars are fixed to the floor, her fingers restlessly clenching. Toriana, the time to keep silent is long gone. The future of Von Valencia's trade dynasty and your houses are at stake now. We lost Kieva Gamma, a truly devastating blow to every member of House Caprak. I lost all hope for the future, and my kin lost their sense of purpose. We needed time to recover and chart a new course for themselves. We were, and still are, more than capable of doing that, but I will not deny it. The other houses have offered us their assistance for their own self-serving ends. Perhaps Helen decided to take them up on their offers behind my back. I believe her. So, some of the Capraks are involved, but I suspect that they were not behind the plot against you. Nothing more than a puppet. We must expose whoever that is. What do you suggest we do? Sourback houses. Okay.
The light of terror shines for us.
Oh.
I'm restless.
Okay, nothing else to do there. So... Did you see Marcarius Sourback today before I arrived? I did not see him myself, but perhaps... Have any of you seen him? I think my sister and I saw him sitting on the bench some distance away from the palace's entrance. We think it was accompanied by a gentleman, but forgive us, your ladyship, we could not make out his face. Lead me to it. Of course, consider it done.
Do I detect doubt in your voice?
Really, we've got to walk with this lady. I saw Lord Sourback conversing with someone here.
As it should be.
I recognize this case. How Sourback usually serves this wine. Huh.
Litany of reconnaissance recited.
So what the hell then? There's literally nothing there. A member of House Caprat was slain in front of the altar. Do you know anything about it? And no one knows, but how? There were wardens posted. Yeah, there was no one near the deceased. The wardens had left their post. Did you order them to do so? Emperor forbid, your ladyship. Your negligence is stunning, Urbent. An assassinated attempt followed by a mysterious death, and yet here you are, oblivious of everything. The road trader can justly accuse you of allowing a noble to be killed in the palace of the foot, failing even to notice. It may be so, but it is for the road trader to accuse me of negligence, not you. Your ladyship, accept my deepest apologies for my imprudence. Nothing matters more to me than my honour. I shall send the servants to deal with this immediately. That can't be it, surely.
I'll guide your vessel and lead you on your way.
Let's just clear all this. We'll clear all this. I think Governor Drivestone's accusations are worthy. It could be anyone. Greed, fear, ideals come driving. Yeah, fine. So they're all of their
to traverse the unknown.
options are done. Are you truly honest? I will not tolerate lies. No member of the house will return. Yeah, of course. Do you know anything about the note? The younger members of the Bessarion family crowd around to examine the note and glance at his hand. All are present are beset with worry and bewilderment. I'm not sure if it's relevant, but perhaps you should know. Since the fall of Kiev Gamma, House Caprak has been faring poorly, to say the least. They've been looking for ways to enhance their influence and improve their lot, including asking for help from other noble houses. They have not approached us, of course. It is shameful to seek help from those you consider your inferiors. But perhaps the Drive Stems or Sirebacks can tell you more about this matter. Who stands to gain from framing you? Anyone, really. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Executing request.
Okay, that's all done. That's all done.
How can one find the right way without his light?
I want these drive stem dudes dead. I wish to hear your reasoning again. What makes you think the Bessarions are behind this plot against me? Okay. And we've done everything. The charges brought by Governor Drystone were fabricated. House Bessarion had nothing to do with the orchestration of the riots or the plot to target the rogue trader. However, the real traitors are here, in this very room. Everything is 100. So, you have exhibited inexcusable negligence, profaneness to question the possible involvement of any other family besides the Bessarions. We have discovered that the attempt on my life was orchestrated by a member of House Caprak. The governor closes his eyes, fear and shame getting the better of him. Some faces in the crowd look confused and surprised, but you see more wearing expressions, self-satisfied contempt. Urban Drive Stem, you have accused House Bessarion of violations that were in truth the result of a grave error committed by your son. The governor closes. Yeah, that's fine. Soriana Garprak, a member of your family, orchestrated an assassination attempt against me, here in my own palace, and though he has already been found dead, his act is treason enough to forever brand your house traitors. I know that House Sarabak had offered their help to the Garpraks, and the late Hallan Garprak seems to have accepted their offer. I suspect that you are responsible for his death as well. He furrows his brow and slightly cocks his head. He averts his gaze for the first time, as if trying to remember or make sense of something. You seem to notice some restless movements behind him. Alabard narrows his eyes and scrutinizes Sourback and his retinue standing behind him. His sharp eye lit up when he catches sight of something important and hidden in the crowd. The seneschal looks at you and nods as if to say, "The puppeteer has given himself away. Pronounce the verdict." In the conspiracy against the road trader, I find House Sourback guilty. Seneschal, you may take it from here. Alabard steps forward and stares intently at House Sourback's patriarch. Macarius, I must admit I have always admired your bluntness, but just as I once had to say goodbye to a promotion because of my dislike for you and your family, might I soon say goodbye to your heads? Tell me now in your blunt fashion, are you loyal to House von Valentius? I am loyal, Wassarian. You are not lying, but someone else is. Perhaps who is poised to destroy both of you and your family for her own gain. Macarius does not have time to respond. Regina, who was standing beside him, raises her arm as if to slap the elderly seneschal. Alabard deftly catches her wrist, stopping her hand right in front of his face. Her dainty hand is adorned with a massive automatic ring, topped with a thin spike dripping with venom. Sourback shifts his confused gaze from his wife to Alabard, then back again. The severe arrogance has vanished from his posture. Regina, you? Mother. Macarius, you're blunt. Ugh. Who aided you? There is no way you managed this all on your own. Oh, of course I didn't. I have too many helpers to list them all. But rest assured, there are plenty of them, just as there are plenty of people who follow Master Voightveer. My death will not change anything. The rogue trader will come, and the true rogue trader will come and take his rightful place when the time is right. Alabard, the sentence is yet to be carried out. Finish it. Does the rogue trader condemn only the rotten apple or the entire barrel? I will not exterminate an entire noble line that is loyal to me just because of one traitor. In this case, Regina Sourback shall be subjected to intense interrogation followed by execution. I get the traitor's ring. Nice. All is well. By order of the rogue trader, Regina Sourback is sentenced to death for heresy and crimes against the von Valentius trade dynasty. Okay. To see Pascal just taking bits out of her. When the nobles disperse, sated by the bloody performance, Alabard approaches you. Lord Captain, you have my thanks. A rogue trader should not waste their time on matters that their servants and trustees can resolve, but in this case, your intervention was necessary, not just for the sake of my family, but for your trade dynasty as well. Regina Sourback, evidently Conrad's accomplices, continue to plot against your protectorate. I fear we have not heard the last from such scoundrels. No, I agree. Thanks to you, Lord Captain, House Wassarian is saved, although it came close to being wiped out as a result of scheming without the imprudence within. Sometimes I think about how much I could teach them. I could ensure that they survive the future without me. You and your family must be prepared for the next time something like this happens. That is true. They need to be prepared for it, and I want to believe that they will be able to take care of themselves. I need time to reflect on what happened and the role I played in it. I think I will be ready to resume this conversation later when we are back aboard ship. Fine. Alright, am I done here? Where are you running to? Is that dude still dead? No, shame. I love the fact that I'm wearing like a commandant's hat. Like a proper general's hat, you know, like huge. I think it suits her. Shut up. I think I'm going to get them to build the parking lot. Sorry, build the landing port a bit closer to the door. As rogue trader, it should be possible for me to be able to order that. Okay, what's next? A certain message received by the astropathic choir to the von Valencia's flagship has disconcerted Heinrichs. Whatever caused this sudden unease, the interrogator requested the Rose Trader's assistance and stressed that the matter demands her immediate attention. Gartrafal's Calamity. Where the hell is that? There. It's dangerous. It takes 7 damage, whoop-de-doo. Oh wow, we actually got out in one piece. Lord Captain, an urgent message. Our forces have arrested a dangerous saboteur who attempted to gain entry to the bridge. This incident may be worthy of your attention. You see, both the saboteur and the circumstances of this capture are rather strange. I think it would be reasonable for Magus Pascal to look at him as well. Very well. Why is what's so unusual about the saboteur and the way he was captured? The thing is, the saboteur is most definitely a tech priest. He found his way on board the ship and penetrated all our security systems with staggering ease, but his ability to communicate with machine spirits and the combat potential of his augmentations are extraordinary. Nevertheless, the enforcers managed to capture him. Daring the arrest, the intruder, he offered no resistance at all. Instead, he asked for the audience with the great machine spirit. When he realized that the enforcers had no idea what he was talking about, he asked to meet with you. He wants to talk to the ship. This infiltration of the rogue trader ship, operated by authorized agencies, cast doubts about my tech comrade's stability. I'll speak with him. He wants to talk to the ship. I'm perfectly happy to let him. With a gun to his head. Chop chop. It's only the bloody bridge, Jesus. Group of servitors whose movements are suspiciously well synchronized stare at the towering prisoner. You do not need to hear them speak to recognize Nomus, who has seen fit to attend. The captured man, if he can be called that, looks positively gigantic next to the enforcers at his side. Deadly-looking metal gleams dimly beneath his faded crimson robes. His hands are folded obediently, and his mechan dendrites are perfectly still. I greet the master of this vessel cathedral and offer my humble apologies for this unbidden intrusion. My apologies to you as well, brother. He looks at Pascal. And of course, I must beg forgiveness from you, Grey Spirit. It was not my intent to desecrate your temple. Huh. I honour to the fraternity of the Omnissiah's servants. It pains me to see you trespassing on board like a thief instead of arriving as a guest. For that, I apologise as well. I did not expect to find understanding amid the suffocating ignorance that abounds within the laity, and even many of my brethren. For this reason, I chose to carry out my mission in secret and without seeking permission. My name, if it matters, is Asclepius, formerly a computer general of the Cognizance Fleet, now a Liber recluse with the status of Malatech. Malatechs are exiles whose ideas have not crossed the line of heresy yet, have come close to it. They are removed from the fleet structure to give them a chance to see the folly of their ways and prevent sedition. All that is trivial. My past is nothing but a set of archived data. My lost status is a part of a replacement string in a long chronicle of Cognizance Fleet. I come not as the priest's messenger, but as a faithful disciple of Most Holy Almanat. My brother once served as the engineer prime on this ship. He was an adherent on the school of discontinuing the cycle, as I am. It has spread that far. I know that my brother perished, but before he did, he sent me a message that told of a journey embarked upon the Theodora von Valentius, a journey through a dimensional gate, an artifact more ancient than humanity itself, and towards worlds unknown. The blessed Armanet was with her. There, upon the dark worlds, he witnessed a great miracle, the birth of the machine spirit of incalculable might. My brother believed that the spirit then fell aslumber within this ship, like a child in a cradle, not responding to lowly pleas. But that was the purpose of my pilgrimage, to reach the ship where my brother died, the ship whose decks are blessed with Armanet had walked, and prostrate myself before the Great Spirit. Does the name Nomus mean anything to you? Nothing. Okay. He has not come to know us yet. He will, if you let him. We sense that his words are about us, that the story he has told is our story. I've made my decision. Whatever it is, I'll accept it. As I will. And yet I plead that my brother show lenience. Yeah, iconoclast. You can do what you like. I could not ask for any more. All I wish is to remain in these halls and preserve the reverence the Great Spirit's deed. Let the cycle be discontinued. Normal servitors turn their heads to you, and not all at once, so they can be interpreted as an expression of gratitude. Cool. Talk to Nomos. Oh, he's the machine. Yeah, here. Hello, Nomos welcomed your visit. Jesus, there's so much here. What have you been doing? Studying and observing, okay. So you read the databank recovered from Theodora's cache, and then you said the incident marks the beginning of Nomos. What did you mean? You brought us data sustenance, and it contained a name. Epitaph. We recognize it? In the name that we recognize the place where Nomos originated. Okay. What about the research notes and the tech block that we obtained? The name is also known to us. It related to Nomos, and we don't understand how. You're a servitor's body. Nomos are not in a cogitator or a servitor. We cannot say where we are, but our existence is tied to the existence of the ship now. The servitor and the cogitator are only external interfaces. So you really are a spirit? Ow, bugger. Okay, never mind. The people who accompany Theodora, strangely unaware. Okay, I'll take my leave. It gave us an update to the journal anyway. Perhaps the answer to the mystery of Noma's origins will present itself in time. Fine, we don't need to worry about that. Talk to Iralet. I'll do that next time. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much, folks. I'll do another one in a couple of days. I do intend to get this game finished. We're not too far from the end, but it is going to be. There are going to be a few episodes, but the next one should be a bit more action-packed. Thank you very much, Beer Matt, as always. Appreciate it. My name is Commander Kraise, signing off.